Hello students, welcome back to the online learning of mathematics. Let us learn lesson number 17, circle, chord and arc. Note, if the measure of two arcs of a circle are same, then the two arcs are congruent. Second, the chords corresponding to congruent arcs are congruent. Third, in a circle, if two chords are congruent, then the corresponding minor arcs and major arcs are also congruent. In the given figure, we can see arc AB is of 45 degrees and measure of arc CD is also 45 degrees. As both the arcs are of same measure, hence the two arcs are congruent. In the given figure, we can see as two chords are congruent, hence their corresponding arcs are also congruent. Let us solve practice set 17.2 of our textbook. Sum number 1. The diameters PQ and RS of the circle with center C are perpendicular to each other at C. State why arc PS and arc SQ are congruent. Write the other arcs which are congruent to arc PS. Solution: diameter PQ is perpendicular to diameter RS. This is given. Measure of angle PCS is equal to measure of angle QCS, that is 90 degrees, as both the diameters are perpendicular to each other, hence the angle formed is 90 degrees. Measure of arc PS is equal to measure of arc SQ. Therefore, arc PS is congruent to arc SQ, since if the measure of two arcs of a circle are same, then the two arcs are congruent. Since measure of angle PCS is equal to measure of angle PCR is equal to measure of angle QCR, that is 90 degrees. Therefore, measure of arc PS is equal to measure of arc PR is equal to measure of arc RQ. Therefore, arc PS is congruent to arc PR, which is congruent to arc RQ. Since if the measure of two arcs of a circle are same, then the two arcs are congruent. Sum number 2. In the given figure, O is the center of the circle whose diameter is Mn. Measures of some central angles are given in the figure. Hence, find the following. First, measure of angle AOB and measure of angle COD. Second, show that arc AB is congruent to arc CD. Third, show that chord AB is congruent to chord CD. Solution: first one, arc MAN is a semicircular arc. Therefore, measure of arc MAN will be equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, measure of arc AM plus measure of arc AB plus measure of arc BN is equal to 180 degrees, since arc AM, arc AB and arc BN consist of arc MAN. Let us substitute the values which are known. 100 degrees plus measure of arc AB plus 35 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. 100 plus 35 gives 135. Therefore, measure of arc AB plus 135 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, measure of arc AB is equal to 180 minus 135, which is equal to 45 degrees. Therefore, measure of arc AB is equal to 45 degrees. Therefore, measure of angle AOB will be equal to 45 degrees since it's the central angle. Arc MDN is a semicircular arc. Therefore, measure of arc MDN is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, measure of arc MD plus measure of arc DC plus measure of arc NC is equal to 180 degrees since arc MD, arc DC and arc NC makes arc MDN. Let us substitute the values given. Therefore, 100 degrees plus measure of arc DC plus 35 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, measure of arc DC plus 135 is equal to 180. Therefore, measure of arc DC is equal to 180 minus 135, which is equal to 45 degrees. Therefore, measure of arc DC is equal to 45 degrees. Therefore, measure of angle COD is equal to 45 degrees since it's the central angle. Second, measure of arc AB is equal to measure of arc DC, which is equal to 45 degrees. Therefore, arc AB is congruent to arc CD since if the measure of two arcs of a circle are same, then the two arcs are congruent. Third, arc AB is congruent to arc CD. Therefore, chord AB is congruent to chord CD since the chords corresponding to congruent arcs are congruent. Thank you.